got this bright light from the laptop and these overhead. I'm going to turn those off. It's completely dark. The sun hasn't risen yet, of course, and we'll get a chance to listen to nature as it wakes up with us. Oh, that's a good coffee today. I did a good job. Oh yeah, let's turn on the chat. So I forgot about that. I always forget this one. Chat filter all messages, just in case somebody comes to watch and chat. Hey, Blind Nail. Good morning, buddy. Hope you're doing good today. Hope it was a tolerable temperature for the season up there. I know temperatures are dipping. So turn up the furnace and put on another layer. Stay warm, buddy. I'm a little bit ahead of the calamity of nature here, but that's just right timing. Beautiful morning. I slept very deeply last night. It was nice and cool, and there's a little smell of someone's campfire or something. Yeah, bonfire in the air. It's just all natural. It doesn't smell like anybody was burning plastic or something, but that just a hint of smoke and air. I don't know. I just slept really good last night. The last few days have been rough. I don't know why. Just another couple minutes, it'll start to get loud. I can hear them off in the distance over there, birds waking up. I can hear something splashing around in the river down below. I don't know what it is. It's probably a monitor lizard or something like this. Hey, what's up, Crumbleweed? Good morning. Thanks for coming through here, man. It's about to, nature's just starting to wake up here. I'm ahead of the power curve. Oh, okay, I'll shut up. Turn this off. I told you. So that's kind of the first wake up session. All the birds kind of wake up and have a morning tweet off. And then they go back and tuck under their wings for a little nap. And then in another 15 minutes or so, when it's brighter, they wake up again and get rowdy. It's funny. What you learn when you pay attention to nature around you, when you sit in silence and listen and watch. It's a beautiful morning here. Cool and calm, a light breeze. Happy Wednesday morning from sunrise in Thailand. Here I am west of the city of Hua Hin, which is Huahin. You can look that up. It's on the western side of the Bay of Thailand, southeast of Bangkok, about 4 hours. But I'm a fair distance west of Hua Hin. If you're looking on Google Maps, you'll see a large reservoir south and west of Hua Hin, and I am beyond that reservoir. Out in the middle of absolute beauty, surrounded by farmland and jungle. Morning. The birds are taking a nap. They'll wake up soon. This is one of those times where it's so relaxing that I could sleep, but I want to stay awake to enjoy the comfort. So nice. Oh, it's all good, Flo. You're not late. You're right on time. There was a little bit of a tweet up session earlier, and they'll get loud again. Oh, good. Nice. I was playing some bird sounds from Thailand yesterday, and the local birds got quiet, so that was weird. Maybe they were speaking a different language. I should leave this play and go get started on my laundry so that when the sun is up, I can take full advantage of the drying power. So I'm going to go do that. I'm going to leave you here to listen to nature and enjoy. we doing? Oh, everybody's gone. That's okay. Okay, I'm back. What's up, Lost Loud Pod? Lost and Loud Pod. Cheers, cheers. Whew. Done with the laundry. It's all hanging out now to dry before the sun comes over the hill, so that's good. We'll get maximum usage. Coffee is gone. That's a tragedy. Oh, good way to wake up. It's like a morning exercise routine for your hands and forearms and shoulders. Washing laundry by hand is no, let's just say your washing machine does a lot of work. I heard a couple of really weird squawks in there. I don't know what those birds were. What's up, Calyx? Cheers, my brother. God's blessings in and through your life. Yeah, I mean, if people want to, if they're so upset about their bills, oh, they got to lower the expense of power. How about you stop using as much electricity? There's a concept to lower your bill. Mind blown, right? My cell phone's about to fall down here. I shouldn't have messed with it. Let's put it over here. Whoops. I mean, we're all on solar now. We're off the grid, so there's no real. I mean, I could calculate wattage usage and then compare that to an old electric bill or something. But we don't have even one TV screen out here, not one. There is no microwave. The range and the oven are operated on gas. It has a little bit of electricity for control on the oven, but not the range. And then, of course, the lights and the water pump, the refrigerator, the fans, when I use them. But we have more than enough battery. We use gas tanks, the propane tanks. So we get to go and fill those I have yet to fill one, knock on wood, but I've got a backup in case I need it. I use one for the range and one for the oven. And I don't use the oven very often except for like baking bread or something like this. And so that's a good backup. When one runs out, I'll go get the other filled. I do have a fire pit planned, but I haven't built it yet. I have some vacuum sealed charcoal, natural coal, not sitting on the laptop, and what you're hearing is the laptop fan screaming. That's funny. All right, let's set you over. That's funny. I didn't even put that together. Have we landed? Are we off the jet? Yeah, that's funny. Oopsies. I had my phone propped up against the laptop screen so it could just stand there, and it was right over the vent of the fan for the cooling, even though the laptop isn't being used. Oops. Cheers, Pats. What's up, my brother? Oh yeah, sure. You want to see the deck walk around? Well, over there is my laundry, so it's kind of not so pretty. I've got it all hanging out to get the sun on that side, all my shirts and everything. But I'll try and walk around above that. Over there is where the deck starts. Yeah, basically, we get 270 degrees of deck view here, and all of this netting is to keep the birds out, because before we had it, they were coming in here by the hordes and pooping everywhere. So we had to scrape it off the floor and ruin the finish, which I have yet to repair. I can hear somebody up working early before the sun rises and gets hot. That's a smart person. I did a bunch of weed cutting the other day. I've got to do a whole bunch more by hand. There's the solar installation. It's 20 kilowatts a panel and 40 kilowatts a battery. Yeah, these power lines here, we did a test. We brought a couple of different testing machines here to look for electro fields and magnetic fields, because they're separate, although people say electromagnetic quite frequently. And the field generated by the compressor on the refrigerator in the storage room is more powerful than those massive power lines. I was really shocked when that happened. I was for sure that the power lines were going to be an issue, but that was all done before they decided to build here. 31 Fahrenheit there. Oh, seriously, I could do for a couple of days of a nice deep snow, but I don't want to live in it anymore. What's up, Judas? How's it going? Most of those trees that are out there, like out here, this is banana trees, and then in the back, those are date palm. Across the river over there, that's a big mango orchard, massive mango orchard, more date palms, more bananas, and then this is just all jungle. All the mountains or hills are not cultivated or occupied or built upon or anything like that. There's some restrictions, quite honestly, in Thailand about where and how high of an elevation you can build, that stem from World War II. Yeah, because they were concerned about the Japanese taking over
altitude area and placing artillery. So that law has never changed, that no one can build up high, so that the government never sacrifices safety, which is, I don't know, it's up to them. All land above 80 meters belongs to the Army. All land along any shore belongs to the Navy. And you have to get permission from those departments to build. But that's the way they choose to run it. 0 to the end of the night. It is, I don't know, where's the thermometer? That's probably roughly estimating about 85 right now. This tree here will be a big shade tree that covers a massive area here. And we've got another one over there that I've got to move because we put the solar panel in, and I'll have to move that kind of over here more. Inside here, because the sun is so intense, you have to take small fruit trees and protect them. And what we did is we put them underneath the banana trees to allow them to get a few years of growth and get strong and stable. So inside we've got coconut trees, mango trees, lemon trees, pomelos, apples, date palm, all kinds of individual trees. We wanted to make this kind of a food forest, of a menagerie of trees and fruits and stuff that blossom and produce fruit at different times. So it's all woven in this massive section of bananas. And when bananas reach their 10th generation, they're pretty bad at producing bananas. So then we're just kind of cutting them down as we go and letting the trees come up. Until then, the bananas produce a nice crop that we're dehydrating and packaging, and we sell quite a bit of it, and that's what pays for the farm help that we have to do such a massive amount of work. And we've got eggplant planted in, just everything all in there. These raised high beds, the dirt is way too compacted inside of them, so I would let them go and wild, and now I'm going to start to reclaim them after the rainy season, because this is the time to plant. So scraping the topsoil off, tilling it, enriching it with all kinds of stuff, that, compost that we have, and getting those going. Here's my nearest neighbor over there, not far away, about, I don't know, 3/4 of a football field away. And that's Puyai Ban, what basically means the head of the village, who we've got a really good relationship with. He's a nice guy. Him and his wife. They come over for dinner or just to sit and chat in broken English and broken Thai. But yeah, there's a river down here you can't see. It's covered in water hyacinth. I haven't been swimming in it. I probably will not. I haven't been fishing in it. uh, the industry, the cannabis industry here, is based in medical export, really is the biggest part of it, but it is decriminalized and legal for recreational use throughout Thailand. Um, every citizen is allowed to grow 6 plants at home. Citizens. Now, I'm a foreigner, I can't grow. I would still get in trouble for growing. But if I were to possess it and smoke it, there's no problem with that. There's an old law about tobacco where you're not allowed to smoke it in public, and only certain places that are authorized, businesses which have licenses for it, you can smoke in them. So that rolls over to cannabis. They'd rather you didn't smoke it in public, but it's another thing that they don't enforce unless other people complain. And it's just like the growing. I don't think they have the capacity to be just wandering around in the jungle looking for people growing stuff. So if people are a little bit less scrupulous, or foreigners, I'm telling you, you risk prison. Yeah, you don't want to go to prison in Thailand. Deportation is one thing. That sucks to be sent back to your home country when you plan on living here, and ruin your dreams for something like growing when you can buy it for $1 a gram. So if you're trying to grow to save money, that's really pointless here. Um, when there's good genetics that are, that are available for very low prices. So that's just not smart. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, if you think about it like this, it's about $30 for an ounce. That's pretty cheap in comparison to Western prices. And, and there's big growers here, massive growers, indoor and outdoor. Cannabis Cup winners bringing genetics here and growing quality. Um, and like I said, the medical export business is very, very big here. There's many incentives by the Thai government to increase their GDP, to have companies come in and make products here that they can export. And Thailand has really been booming. You think about it, if you can grow it here for that price or less, right? Because they're selling it for that price. So they've got to grow it for much less than that. And exporting it to the Western market is a you know, a profit cow, just a cash cow, I guess. If you are employed here, you pay into the social fund, and there is public health care available for everybody. I can walk into a hospital, a public hospital, and I would have to pay because I'm not currently employed here in the kingdom. I did pay social fund here, but the medical expenses are extremely also very cheap. It's not going to be, when you walk into a hospital here, it's not the pristine laboratory clean um, types of places they're not funky, they're just not as up to date or not as leading edge technology, but the doctors are very skilled. They're trained in Western, they go to Western colleges to be trained and come back here to work. What the heck? Oh, that's a pig. No, that's a duck. What in the world? Uh, I've never heard a duck sound like that thing. That is wild. Yeah, dental work is also very high quality and not as expensive in the West. Thailand, I think, is number 2 in the world for um, medical tourism, is the term of it. People come here for all kinds of different procedures because they get quality at a very low discount, and the price of the flight even included, and it's still less. I worked for a luxury yacht manufacturer, building sailing yachts here and teaching sailors. And our class was cheaper, including the airfare and hotel and everything, for people to come here, get a full captain's certificate, than it would be just for the courses in the United States. And it's a certificate value, respected around the world. So. Yeah, Flo, I think Maybe you didn't hear, but I had my phone sitting on my laptop, and that rushing noise was the fan from the laptop right into the mic. My bad. Maybe that's a goose that I'm hearing. It's such a combination of between a goose and a duck. It sounds like a duck for a while, and then it makes a long call that sounds like a goose. We'll have chickens here underneath that solar installation, and I'm considering geese and quail as well on this property, so we'll see how that all pans out as the future goes along. There's a piggery nearby, there's goats nearby, there's cows all over the place now. Thailand's getting big into beef. The Brahma, yeah. So we want to do things that other people aren't doing in the hopes that we can trade with them. Just, trade up. We'll give them chicken, meat, and eggs in trade for beef and all of this. Yeah, I have a cattle rancher in New Zealand, a friend of mine, and the government has added tax something like 30% to him to sell. It's just, yeah, it's crazy. So I'm stepping a bit back in time, Oh, there's my stunt birds. They fly along this riverbed, and they come right up my house and then over the top of it. Uh-oh, what did I miss? I missed the joke. Oh, I got you. Front door's open. I leave the doors wide open out here. There's no worries. A strange duck. Nice. Yeah, there's enough dogs around, out towards the main road. Um, so I'd rather not have more dogs here to deal with like fighting or problems or veterinary issues. Like, I just don't want that mess. I don't want it at all. So I thought of getting a few geese just for yard protection, because they're noisy and pretty aggressive. And I can eat them, and it's not frowned upon. Oh, that's bad. I hope the birds were really cool while I was doing the laundry. Big Mo, what's up? You know, we talk about, there's a lot of talk about dopamine and trying to, you become dopamine resistant, like insulin resistance, yeah? Because we're constantly being entertained in every moment of our lives. Uh, we need to be bored to reset that scale of enjoyment in life. You have to reach a point where you're at peace with being bored. This is not easy for anybody. Oh, right on, Big Mo. Yeah, cheers. Happy Veterans Day. Thank you for your service. I posted an old picture of me back in Desert Storm on my Facebook page. That's the only one that I really retained. A physical picture that I took a picture of with my phone, and the rest are, there's a few maybe in a photo box that I have, but no more than a handful. Memories. Memories of being part of something amazing, you know? Being an awesome human being. And I think that's part of PTSD, is that you'll never be that awesome again. I joke lightly about it, but those in the community will understand. Yeah, there's no Golden Corral here that I remember, but there are Sizzler. Yeah, with the whole salad buffet and all of that. So every once in a while, we'll go and meet each other and just go to the Sizzler and have an afternoon chat with friends and destroy their bar, their salad bar. Yeah, my folks sent care packages and friends and yellow ribbons. Yeah, they put all around the church and around the house. It was something wonderful to be a part of. 10 years. Most people between the ages of 18 and 28 are not focused on serving their nation or serving something bigger than themselves. It was a sacrifice. But the skills acquired are, you can't gain them anywhere else. You just don't. Yeah, I did delayed enlistment at 17. I had really, really high ASVAB scores, so every branch wanted me. But I chose the Air Force because I like aircraft ever since I was a boy. And I didn't want to be a pilot, although I knew people, not knew of, but I knew Chuck Yeager. Yeah, I met Pappy Boyington and had conversations with him and Bob Hoover, names you might not know. Yeah. Uh, But all those pilots that I was around, I didn't wind up being a pilot. I wanted to make them fly. Holla, Big Mo. Take care, buddy. I'll see you in another stream, probably more exciting than mine. That's me just clapping off all the pigeons that are hanging out. What's up, Snuggle Beans? Oh yeah, I've been out there. I've been out to the Air Force Academy. I hiked up the Needles to Summit Lake. On the 3rd of July, we watched the fireworks come up. We were at our base camp was like 9,500 feet, so we watched from this old rock slide areas where we made our base camp. We watched the fireworks come up. It was really cool. Here they go. Those are my stunt birds. They're all flying down here to get in groups, and then they come whipping down the river and fly up over the building. Let's see if we can catch them today. There's a big dead tree over there that they all get in first. They kind of get in groups. And they're all black birds. They're like a red-winged blackbird, but they have a white stripe instead of a red and yellow stripe. That's how I can best explain them. But they're my stunt birds. Oh, you were in Cheyenne Mountain. That's cool. I've never gone in there. I know there's like you can take a tour or whatever in there sometimes. Yeah, they gather from all over and come fly over my house. Shoo. I say my house. I just live here. It's not mine. That's a mess of projects I have to start. Dishes are clean. I found some black ants this morning, so I gotta go take care of them today. Boy. Yeah, they're getting rowdy.
Meow.
There's the sun peeking over the mountain. The hill, yeah, it's not that tall. I think in the US it's got to be 1,000 foot to be called a mountain. Tape my head. Tape my phone to my head. Yeah. Super glue it, or I'll hot glue it. How's that? I'll stitch it in. Yeah, I'd like a camera out here with a mic. Yeah, that can check this sunrise out. Or I'd like another one over on the other side, checking out the raised garden area. I'd like to just run them 24 hours, and continually stream it. Yeah, on a separate website. Yeah, you can't do that on YouTube. These 4 poles over here are in some big concrete pots, and that's where grapes are supposed to be planted, and it's covered in weeds, man. You can't turn your back for a minute and that stuff gets overgrown. So I gotta go in there today by hand and pull a bunch of stuff out. Yeah, maybe not today. It's just on my task list. I kind of let things happen rather than go by my schedule. I don't know how I can explain that. That'll push it. Yeah, I know, Flo. I know you didn't mean it permanent. I was just joking. I would though. If I had a GoPro, I'd wear it on my chest and I'd do my chores all day, and you could watch me working. My foot is good. Not even tender anymore. No swelling on the impact point. Let me check. Yeah, no, totally equal in comparison to my right foot. The left foot is fine. My ears maybe still have like a 5%, droning sound in them. That's a residual bit. I don't know what the deal is with that, but it's all right. I can hear all the birds out front. Uh, that's a good question. I've never ordered from Amazon here. I would imagine. But most people go to Lazada when they're doing shopping. It's called Lazada online or Shopee. It takes a very long time for stuff to be shipped here. Their system isn't, the Thai Post isn't very effective. DHL is, the addressing system isn't organized, and it's really hard. So usually I would have stuff shipped to my friends at the resort in town in Hua Hin. That way they've got a set location that's identifiable, and this place out here will never receive mail out here. I made some popcorn yesterday. My favorite salty snack. We want to keep this location kind of clandestine. However, I've been feeling like this would be a great place to do, nature retreats or farm retreats or just silent retreat for people from the big city, from Bangkok. Offer it up for a certain price for them to come here with me as a caretaker, and I could cook meals for them, up to 20 people, have them come here and just be in peace and get out of the city and do some of that resetting I was talking about, where there's some time in silence and nature. It's an innate need inside of all of us from our evolution. We found comfort in the jungle, we found in the forest, and we found food in the jungles and forests. We found shelter in the jungles and forests, and safety, and materials, and all of this. Our eyes see more colors, more shades of green than any other color in the spectrum. So even if you don't, oh, I don't like to be outside so much, you still have an innate need inside of your mind, inside of our DNA that is irresistible. Look at them all. They're having so much fun this morning, all these birds. Swooping around. So what I do, I've got this idea in the back of my mind. It's something that I've learned in my life that when you do something that you love for money, it perverts the thing that you love. I was a chef. I loved cooking, and I did it for money, and it destroyed my enjoyment of the activity. And then I stopped doing it for money, and I started enjoying it again. So there's a bit of concern that I have about turning this place into a profit center and taking this which I enjoy so much and twisting it for money. It might destroy it for me, but it might also bring many others peace. So it is something to contend with and consider. Yeah, because like a hobby farm is something fun that you do. It's sustainable. It helps you and your family to have wholesome organic food at very low prices. But to turn it into a profit is a very big jump and requires a lot of work and a lot of scaling and all of this and it destroys that feel of the hobby or of the sustainability. You start to make different changes and I don't know. So it's something I wrestle with and I have to pray upon to wait for the decision. And if you do something you enjoy, you do it because you enjoy it. But if you do something for money, then there's all kinds of other pressures on it, is what I'm saying. And those other pressures tend to pervert the feeling regardless of intention, at least in my experience. And most people won't understand that because they haven't been able to unplug from the cycle like I have. This is a gift that I am given, and I don't know. Our hearts are deceitful above all else. Yeah, the heart wants what the heart wants, regardless of the factors. And we gotta control that. Well, there's something big down there in that river. I keep hearing it move brush. That's gotta be a lizard on the side of the bank. But it's not small. I saw a big monitor lizard the other day, a couple of meters long anyway. Black with yellow spots. Yeah, this is we don't get everything we ask for as people of faith. I'll speak for myself personally. Um, what God wants, this is the depth of scripture that people don't get to understand because they stay on the surface of these things for themselves. God wants us to ask for what he wants for us, and those things will be given freely. Those aren't always in line with what our personal preferences are. That's the difference. It's not, I'm faithful and I do what I'm supposed to do and I live a good, righteous life, so I should have everything I want. That is prosperity teaching, and it is totally not based in scripture whatsoever. Just like health and wellness teaching that if I'm sick, then I must have done something wrong. Prosperity wise, if I'm poor, I must be doing something wrong. This is not biblical whatsoever. We have a different concept of what prosperity and success is. Biblical prosperity is health. Biblical success is having successors who believe in the Almighty and have faith. That's biblical prosperity and biblical success. Nothing to do with riches or property or ownership or nothing like this. To be prosperous is to be healthy. To be successful is to have a family that believes in God. That's biblical. But here stuck in this world of man, we think that prosperity and success is possession and ownership and wealth and things and nothing to do with that. And that's why so many people are turned away from religiosity, because it's false teaching. It's nonsense. People who are spiritual, those are the ones I want to talk to. I wouldn't tell anybody to go to church. Not at all. Not any church. None of them. None of them. The first church is between you and God, in your heart. This is the first church that you have to fully attend all the time. Until you do that, you can't go to the second church. And the second church is your family and loved ones being in that church of God in their hearts. The third one is the community church, where all these families that have God in their hearts come together. And let's just worry about 1 and 2. We, it's the again, the man-made identification of what tragedy is, or how life is supposed to be, and how things are supposed to happen, and what makes us happy is not the kingdom way of thought processes. Who am I to say how my life should go? Who am I to say how my drive to the store should go? Who am I to say how, these expectations are of man. When we say it's a tragedy, some things are very sad. Yeah, then abuse of children and the slaughter of innocents in war and all of these things of disease, and they're not happy things. But all things happen for a reason. Terrible, terrible environmental, uh, storms and things like this. Bad leaders. Even bad leaders, if you read scripturally, bad leaders are even put in place by God because the people of that nation need to repent to God to be deserving of a good leader. If you want better leadership, you need better citizens. Straight up, because that's who the leaders are picked from. If you're picked from a nation of slobs, lazy, spiteful, nasty, and you're going to expect one person to be pulled out of that group, that's of value, that's positive, that's reinforcing, that's uplifting, you're not in touch with reality. Well, yeah, that's where it starts. That's where it starts. The group that I'm with, they're talking about, oh, we need to go in this outreach and go meet people in the streets and tell them about Jesus. I said, no, what you need to do is go and meet people in the streets and start a healthy relationship. Make a new friend. Show them what real friendship is about and what love is in the heart, and then let them ask, how come you're so different? How come you're so loving and supportive? Why, you seem like someone I can trust with this, because I can't trust any others. This is how you spread the love of God, not by going and proclaiming or damning or judging. That is all nonsense taught by religiosity over hundreds of years of failed leadership. 40,000 denominations. None of them, none of them are correct. Hmm. Okay, so that long-tailed bird, it's called a greater racket-tailed Dorgma, Drog, something. Dorgamo. It's got a really weird name, but it's called the greater paddle-tailed something. There's really long feathers off the tail that look like a racket-tailed, greater racket-tailed. That's what it is, not paddle. And they've got a loud sound that sounds like a monkey almost. Yeah. Like this. Oh, you saw a flock fly through. What's up, Snugglebeans? Huh? Yeah, that's very true. One thing that I like to say is that humans don't change without discomfort. Why would you change? When you're comfortable in your house, when you're comfortable in your life, when you're comfortable in your job, when you're comfortable in your relationship, nothing changes. When there's pain, ooh, we've had a disagreement, we've had an argument, something needs to change. Ooh, I've received an injury, something needs to change. You know what I mean? We are lazy in our comfort. You have to know that you know nothing. You have to remain with the humility of a child. A child asks, why? 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 Why does that work that way? Why does it work that way? Well, then why does that happen? Well, then why? They don't pretend to know anything. They ask crazy questions that might seem like a pile of nonsense. But that's the humility we have to have if we're going to have faith. We have to kneel before the throne of God as a child of absolute ignorance and inability, because that's what we are. We have no ability without him. We have no ability. Everything was given. There's plenty of people out there, that know everything. And knowledge is important to them. And that's why the Bible is difficult, because it's not about knowing the Bible. All these people who study the Bible and are able to spit out scriptures but have no clue what the Word of God means. The Bible is not about knowledge. It's about faith. Faith is the absence of knowledge. It's very hard. The world lays upon us all this schedule through our entire life. Even as a child, you go to this school and receive this education and look for this job and have a this relationship and have a this house and have a this family and have a this future and have a this health and have a all of it is planned, and you have to follow it. And if you don't follow it, you're wrong. When actually, when you don't follow it, you're quite right. We're all supposed to be different. We need each other. This is the big thing, is that we need each other because we all possess different skills. I need you. Yeah, I need others. I can't do everything. Again, this is that childlike humility to be able to be teachable and say, I don't know something, but I'm open to learning it. And being correctable when you hear something new to your ears, you accept it and say, whoa, okay, I never heard it put that way before. Let me research this a little bit deeper. And then being changeable. Once you're corrected, you don't get salty about it and sulk about it or angry. You change and you adapt. This is the sign of actual maturity. humility, teachability, correctability, and changeability. Oh yeah, that's one of my favorites. Is that, I mean, I like to joke around. I can go to the book of whatever, to the chapter and verse of whatever, and then find the word yes, just the one word yes in the Bible, and go, see, it says yes. So any question that I ask, I just refer to this verse, and it says yes, and I should have it, right? That's nonsense. That's not how it's meant to be applied. I can't read the Bible and apply it in somebody else's life. This is the main misconception of religion. I can only apply it in my own life because we're all different. We're created differently for a reason, because we're supposed to come together to use our skills for each other. I always say I'm not going to get into it, but I get so fired up about the conversation, so I apologize if I get too faith-based in what I'm talking about, because not a lot of people want to hear it. Um, but I'm not coming from the standpoint of religion. I hope that comes through in people that are watching this after it's posted or whatever. I don't. I love you. I don't condemn you. I am as broken as anybody else could be broken. And yeah, I can't tell you what to do. I can't even tell myself what to do. How can I tell you what to do? I have this list of tasks, all these things, and I have a logical sense, yeah, on my list of jobs that I should be doing around here and things that I should be doing. And I have a logical procession of what comes before what in predecessorship. There, that's that greater racket-tailed one. But I can't follow my prescription of process. I put it all on a list, and then I turn it over in the morning and say, you know what I should be doing today, let me do it well. That's it. And if I don't get something on the list, then it wasn't meant to be done that day. For some reason that I don't know, and I don't need to know. This is a big measure of faith to do this. It's very difficult, and that's why I say it's a gift that I am here. I don't want people to subscribe to me or follow me. I want them to subscribe to faith and to follow faith. If God had a channel, how many would turn on all notifications? There, put that in your post. Most people even people of faith, I'll say this, because I have experience with many religious people. They will live their life how they think they should live it within the commandments, mess things up, and then bring God in to look for solutions. What I have found is that you need to start all things with God, and then you don't need solutions. You have to be patient enough and wait for his direction and for things to align in his plan, not in mine. I'll surely mess it up. I'll surely mess it up. I have. And then try to bring him in later and why is it like this? Oh, my life is such a mess. Why would you let this calamity beset me? Why? Yeah, well, the simple answer is because it was your plan and it's a tragedy every time. Being speaking to myself, it's my plan, not his. Yeah. Starting all things. That doesn't just mean, hey, is this okay? Okay, I'm gonna go do it. It doesn't work that way. Again. The depth of deceit within religion is deep, deep. That's why so many people are driven from it, rightfully so. Thank God for that. When people say, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual, I just want to love them. And bring that spirit out, bring it to the forefront. Not something that you fall back upon, but something that you follow. Amen, amen. That felt good to say. Yeah, I know you subscribe to me. It's just a metaphor that I use. It's good if people subscribe to me. I'm not in it to get any kind of viewership. That's all I mean by it. I want to be able to spread this word and clicking like or subscribing and all this stuff. It's good that you will be able to hear um, some type of message. And it may not be each one that touches your heart, touches that spirit, that puts that spirit out front and pulls it out of the back seat, but puts it in the driver's seat, not even a co-pilot. You are the passenger. I am the passenger. We shouldn't be sitting in the back seat telling the driver how to go where it's supposed to go. Yeah. Need to sit down and shut up and hang on. Yeah, no, it took me, I'm not lying. I'm still a big work in progress for the rest of my life. I will be. But at least I realize that I'm a work in progress, that, many people think that, oh, I'm following the plan. I don't know how to say all these things. I don't have the words. But I have the heart, and this is important because this is what people are recognizing. More and more, I'm having good private conversations with people who are isolated. They might be living in a city, but they're isolated. They're within themselves because they're, inundated by this world. I'm grateful for each person that I get to, I don't want to say mentor or counsel because that puts me in a position higher, and I'm not. I'm equal. We're all equal. I'm guiding people. I'm just listening, really. Someone that is willing to listen and not use the information for personal gain or to harm somebody or, few and far between in this world. Yeah, everybody wants to be in the driver's seat because it's a position of ego, it's a position of image. We don't see it as an ego position, but it is a position of ego. And the ego is a false god inside of us. Our ego is a false god. Until you can conquer that false god within you and subdue it, you're not going to receive what is meant for you. That's why it's the first commandment. Thou shalt have no other God. No other God before me. The first 3 commandments are not having false images, false idols, or worshiping something else. Yeah, the first 3. So it's pretty important. And another thing that's really important to notice that isn't talked about in the spiritual or the religious circles is that God has a team, right? It's God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. They needed to be in a team. Even this highest power of all highest powers of creativity needed a team. So if you think you can go it alone, you're an absolute idiot. You need to have a team. So you can approach God anytime. You don't have to be this completed, pure project. We never will be. You can approach him anytime in that childlike way. He's waiting for it to happen. He's waiting to hear from you. You know, just like an engineer designs a pump for something and then creates it. We were all designed before we were created in our mother's womb. Women given the gift of the ability to bring new souls into existence. This is a power of massive scale. You don't have to use a bunch of religiosity and biblical words to approach God. Just have a conversation with him. And a conversation, who do you know are the best conversationalists? They're really good listeners, aren't they? So you need to listen. He doesn't have a thunderous, booming voice. It is a quiet whisper on the top of the breeze. How still do you have to be to hear this? Little bird scratching around. Sorry, I have to move the phone. It's so bright I can't really read it from a distance. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Um, don't. This is what many again is. This is prosperity kind of teaching. Is that, oh, I should ask for God for this job. I should ask God for this marriage. I should ask God for this car. I should ask God for this um, degree or passing a test or no. What you need to ask is for God to come into your life and take control. Ask to be closer to God. Ask him to show him how to love like he loves. Everything else will be provided for you. You have to seek his kingdom first, and all else will be given to you. Yeah. God, show me why you designed me. Show me the skill you gave me and how I'm supposed to use it for your kingdom, for your glory, not for my own. I don't want a tombstone. I don't need a name of fame. No one needs to know my name. They all need to know God. So this is a really beautiful prayer in God's ears. God, teach me to love like you. Show me how to use the skills that you gave me to lift others up for your glory. This is music to his ears. Has nothing to do with religion and everything to do with faith. I don't need a robe on. I don't need a fancy building gilded with gold and symbols and pictures of saints and all of this, candles, but I don't need any of that. I don't need any of that. He will bonk you on the head. He bonks me all the time. I accept like my injury in my foot, my earache and stuff, or something like this. I accept it because it's God's way of slowing me down to do something or making me listen more. Or this is my measure of faith. It's a little bit hard for some people to handle, and it sounds like religiosity. Hmm. I hear him in the voices of the birds. When the rain falls, I hear him. Yeah. What's up, Alice? Yes, it is nice and peaceful, brother. Let me give you a little quick walk around here, show you some of Thailand's paradise. I know you've seen it, but it's nice to have a reminder. What could be a more beautiful garden? Something landscaped and clear grass with no flowers, no fruit. Yeah. Or this wonderful bounty. What could be a stronger fortress than the mountains? Hey, just trying to read chat. Magic, you can have everything that you desire. Magic. Yep, farm's fantastic. I don't go I don't go anywhere for days at a time. I don't see anybody for even longer. Don't talk to other people, and I need to. But I'm here out here for a reason, so I don't fight against that desire. Yeah, if you want, I can. I'm always willing to pray for people. You can send me a message on Instagram, Jim Cooks Fire. I don't think I can change that name to Jim Finds Peace as easily as I could on YouTube. But Jim Cooks Fire on Instagram, you'll find me and you can send me a prayer request. You don't have to have uh, anything to be able to do that. Yeah, you just. I'm glad to lift you up in prayer, your family up in prayer, your needs up in prayer. Just give me your real first name so that I can address you properly. That's all. Just type it all, send it in a DM to me. But be ready for results. Yeah. How's your world, Lawless? All good? How's your wife? I don't know that you have kids, but I'm fairly certain you're married, if I remember correctly. I hope all is well. world of peace. A foreign world indeed. Here it's not the loudest, it's the most silent. Uh, be quiet under the calamity of the world. We're all distracted by the loud noises. Yeah, if we do the difficult thing and approach boredom, our minds open up. Instead of being distracted, we're defeated in our distraction. Yeah. We're distracted from what we should be paying attention to, and we're utterly defeated in our lives, and it's why it's so confusing. Oh, I love the natural smell of that fire. Yeah, I like that. That's so nice. Oh, oh, a wood burn. My bad. I'm thinking of like a campfire. Yeah. My bad. You're talking about artistic creation. Ah, yeah, yeah. Wood burning is very cool. Super cool. How the various marbling of the grains come out and depth of contrast. It's quite interesting. Sorry for holding my camera so wiggly. I'll set it back down. Mm. I hear you. Maybe just abstract designs without too much detail. That'll allow people to kind of pick out a style for them. I don't know, I'm just brainstorming. Or create some kind of a metal stencil that you can lay over them so that the burning is similar each time. I've never done it, so I'm just talking out my bum. Don't know what I'm talking about. Ah, okay, I got you. Well, it's been a delicious morning with all of you. I think it's time for me to roll on into the rest of the day. Sousa, I always appreciate your friendship and company very much. It's all good to see everyone else pop in here as well, whether they comment or like or subscribe, it doesn't matter. I just hope that you enjoy the world and get into it to appreciate this life we get to experience. It's not meant to be lived in a city. It's not meant to be lived inside. This world is experienced outside. Look at that tiny hummingbird. Oh my goodness, he's so cute. Wow. Sorry to be so easily distracted by this world. By this world, not the world, yeah. Oh. Join me again sometime for a sunset or a sunrise on the beach, in the jungle, on a mountain, or just some of my videos and shorts to share my feelings and thoughts about how we should be living in this world. Again, I'm no expert, but I'm sharing everything I experience that you might have different inputs than you're used to hearing and seeing, something outside of your norm. I love you as a brother or sister, and may God bless and keep you always. See you next time.